Hey, I'm Bob. Been totally blind since birth, and I'm into Power Rangers. Talking about Season 1, Episode 54 today. This one's called Trick or Treat, and it aired for the first time on May 3rd in 1994. You'd see this episode, I would imagine, around Halloween. I saw it for the first time during the summer of '94. It was one of the first episodes of Power Rangers I'd see. So Pumpkin Rapper, the monster featured in this episode, he still sticks with me. I'd see it again during Think Pink Week in 1995. That was when we got 5 episodes spotlighting Kimberly, leading up to an all-new episode that Saturday. That episode was Best Man for the Job, I believe, and it was a part of season 2. So in this episode, we get to see Kimberly and Skull. They're competing to win a car on this wacky 90s style Nickelodeon-ish game show. Makes sense because season 1 did air for the first time in the 90s, so you got to have a wacky game show at some point in Power Rangers, I guess. So Tommy, he's competing in a martial arts competition. Rita's going to shake things up all around by planting rotten pumpkin seeds and waiting for her pumpkin wrapper monster to ripen. I would say, I wish Hasbro would make that, but I already have a Lightning Collection pumpkin wrapper action figure. You can watch that review by clicking on the link to the playlist in the description. So yeah, the game show is pretty out there, but it was kind of fun watching Kimberly and Skull try to stump Monty, their host, by asking him questions he couldn't answer. When I was a kid, I always thought it was rather like the riddle of the Sphinx, yet in reverse. So we get to see Tommy. He almost catches wind of what Rita's up to. Putties are sent down to divert him, though. I think he does detect a whiff of rotten pumpkin. I think he sees them as well, but the putties do manage to divert and distract him. Zordon lets him know that he needs to stay on his guard, though, and he gets to, go to his competition. So later on in the episode, though, well, things don't go so well for either Green or Pink Ranger. Kimberly's really close to winning the car. She's played the Wicked Wheel of Misfortune game. She hasn't thrown up or anything, and she's just about ready to stump Monty and win that car when their communicator beeps her. She has to fake a fainting spell. So yeah, she doesn't win the car, and they have to morph into action, and these pumpkins attach themselves to their helmets. Kimberly's the only one who is freed from this, and she has to blast all the pumpkins with her blade blaster, but no one's harmed, of course. And then these pumpkin-headed putties sprout up, and this has got to be my favorite incarnation of putty. I'm glad Pumpkin Wrapper comes with little pumpkins that you can stick over the ball joints of your Putty Patroller action figures or your Ranger action figures, so you can recreate those scenes if you want to. And I need to make a video in 2022 around Halloween displaying some pumpkin putties, because yeah, really awesome incarnation. No matter how many pumpkin putties the Rangers knock down, more tend to crop up. And then things get worse when Pumpkin Wrapper ripens. The Rangers wake him up with a bad rap, and he's kind of angry about that. But his raps are even worse, I think, even though he's a really cool monster. So he's throwing his vines around, delivering mecha pumpkin shocks and all that. And they got to call Tommy in. I like how Tommy shows up toward the end of the fight, because his powers are limited, so they're just about ready to finish him off. Tommy comes in, delivers a couple of really good blows. They form the power blaster, and the monster is, of course, destroyed. And Rita's upset. So Bulk and Skull, they've won the car. Well, they've cheated to win, of course. Skull even says, or asks Monty during the game show when they're trying to stump him earlier, what's my best friend's name, or something to that effect. And so, since they record those game shows and all, I guess they went back over the footage, found out that they cheated. This awesome lady from the network shows up, and she tells them to get out of the car, and everyone knows that they cheated. So justice is served, and the boys don't win the car, and the episode ends on a laugh. So I like seeing the Rangers as civilians not being successful in this episode. I think it speaks to the sacrifices the kids have to make when they're doing the Power Ranger thing. Kimberly didn't win the car, Tommy didn't win his trophy, but they did protect the city. You know, they did protect their friends and their families unbeknownst to their friends and families. And I think that's what being a ranger is all about. So it was a pretty good episode. I mean, a wacky monster. He's still talked about among fans. I think he's a fan favorite. He's certainly one of my favorite monsters. And pretty cool to own him in the Lightning Collection. We'll be seeing him again in Lord Zedd's Monster Mash, I think, during Season 2. So that's a ways away, though. Next time, we're talking about Second Chance, episode 55. Be here for that. May the power protect you, and stay away from rotten pumpkins. Hear you next time.